It's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name. When last year I spent more money on spilled liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming now on my roof leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, I might tell them it's nothing. In the discussion, got them feelings I throw on my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you on my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty talking about, oh. I'm on that now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now.
Where we going with it? Now where we going with it? Where we going with it? Where we going with it? Yo, where we going with it? Where we going? Going back to Kemet, styling, profiling. It's been a long time.
How many years?
About 3,000. Man, we got to bring it back. The days and times of living is getting whack. I'm going back to Kemet, styling, profiling. It's been a long time.
How many years?
About 3,000. Man, we got to bring it back. The days and times of living is getting whack. I seen kingdoms come and I seen kingdoms fall. You can check it for yourself. You can read it on the wall like graffiti on the wall. Metal nets is what it's called. I taught y'all in the past, now I'm back to teach you all how to elevate and repent from filthy ways. I know it's hard, but it feels good to fast for 30 days. I got y'all searching for the land that's across the burning sands, where the men turn into gods and the gods turn into men. The jewel of the Nile is in the motherland. Each one teach one, so go tell your brother, man. You're feeling down, and then you got to snap back like a rubber band. Lord, going back to Kemet, styling, profiling. It's been a long time.
How many years?
About 3,000. Man, we got to bring it back. The days and times of living is getting whack. I'm going back to Kemet, styling, profiling. It's been a long time.
How many years?
About 3,000. Man, we got to bring it back. The days and times of living is getting whack. Hey. All the words I chant when I come forth by day. From the night, these sacred chapters I recite. Do my voodoo every day till I feel some things are right. Speaking in words of power, speakers get blown. Ancient tradition, deep in your bones. Ancient wisdom, speaking in poems. Melodies take you deep in the zone. I'm going back to Kemet, styling, profiling. It's been a long time.
How many years?
About 3,000. Man, we got to bring it back. The days and times of living is getting whack. I'm going back to Kemet, styling, profiling. It's been a long time.
How many years?
About 3,000. Man, we got to bring it back. The days and times of living is getting whack. Too many youth wanna ride in the I. I try to tell them about the I and I. In my presence, I got y'all feeling divine essence. I come through dropping jewels that's full of timeless lessons. Not Egyptian, I'm comedic, spitting poetic relics from the highest mind. Look to the skies to find where I am headed. I come when I be spitting, y'all be player hating me. I don't know, probably cause I'm serious like A and B. And C, we alike sometimes more than we would like. I got the gift of gab, I was born to speak on mics. Got raw in me glowing, now I shine like skies in Cali. I represent the hood, and that hood is the Nile Valley. They call it Hoppy. The illest of the niggas, nah, that's not me. I'm that golly representative. Spit the hottest sentences with the eye for rule. I see the evil that lurks in you. I live by 10 virtues that stops me from hurting you. I use oracles, so nowadays I plan better. Now I walk in the presence of God's angels and ancestors, walking my path, speaking in code, talking in math. I got an inner divinity, mental serenity. I walk in my eye, even on my path alone. And in these zone, man, I got heart like Indiana Jones. I'm not a raider, but a raiser of the lost ark, the monarch of a righteous covenant. You ain't liking it, you loving it. I show y'all sacred ways from the ancient of days. The metaphysical master manifesting the greatest displays of might control. Connect the spirit, mind, and the soul. I rhyme with flows that opens up your mind so you grow like the trees, but of course not the kind that you smoke, but the kind that keeps you rooted in tradition. I bring it back like how it was in the beginning. Going back to Kemet, styling, profiling. It's been a long time. How many years? About 3,000. Man, we got to bring it back. The days and times of living is getting whack. I'm going back to Kemet, styling, profiling. It's been a long time. How many years? About 3,000. Man, we got to bring it back. The days and times of living is getting whack.
Yeah.
Hey, they don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that.
Honeys and string paint pennies, top heavy like Pop Betty. You're not ready. Rolling with DMG, got Fetty from Rock Ready. Pops on the block, make lock legs turn spaghetti. I heard.
Oh man, my brother then came in with some balls. Listen, welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother DMG the Poet, aka Brother Pianki, and y'all know what it is. We got a powerful show with another powerful guest. But before we get into our spiel, y'all know I gotta do my spiel. Let me say hotep to all my Kemetic brothers and sisters. Let me say God bless to all my Christian brothers and sisters. Let me say shalom to all my Israelite brothers and sisters. Let me say Islam to all my Moorish brothers and sisters. Let me say assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters in the NOI. Let me say peace to all my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth, them 5%ers. Let me say what's up to all my atheist brothers and sisters. Shout out to all my Abo brothers and sisters. What's up to all my Rasta brothers and sisters? I want to send a big shout out to all my old Waspy brothers and sisters. Create a gang. I want to say what's up to all my Naga brothers and sisters, those electromagnetic messiahs. Last and certainly not least, I want to say Jumbo to all the rest of my brothers and sisters all throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you're Black, I'm with you. And I hope that you with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting. We can have unity without uniformity, and we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. With that being said, my brother, please introduce yourself to the Paradigm Shift TV 314 audience.
ETE Imhotep Seni Senet Anquas Jed Uncle Jaseneb Dua for listening. It's your brother Ausar Ka. As I said before, greetings, brothers and sisters. Life, strength, and health. And thank you for Shadi for listening to us, my brother DMG in the building. He reminds me of the old Detroit group. Y'all remember DM? Things in my hood ain't changed.
Oh man.
Every day it remains the same.
You taking them back too far, man. You taking them back too far. So, hey, I've been wanting to build with this brother for a minute, family. So y'all know me, I try not to fanboy out, but this is a brother I've been wanting to build with for a minute. So we're going to jump right in. Let me see who we got in the chat. Shout out the family. I see my brother Darian in the building. Shout out to my sister, Michelle Turner. Shout out to one of the hottest debaters in the Versus series, my sister Quinn, about to be in that social media title tournament. Shout out to Christopher Lamont. He say, please don't start the show off with mumbo jumbo. We need proof, source at the source. Hey, Christopher Lamont, I hope you subscribe. My brother, please subscribe. Don't you know no good in the building. Shout out to my sister Random Info. The Bronze Yoga Report in the building. Mr. Phil Fox in the building. Shout out to everybody that's watching in the chat and beyond. And my brother, you ready to get into these questions?
Absolutely. And you see what it says. It said, become a member of this channel. Man, it takes a lot for us to do things like this. Platforms like this deserve our hard-earned dollar, and he probably ain't even asking much. So when you think about how much TV you watch compared to how much of this channel you watch, throw a donation. Join the now. Be one of the members, please.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom, man. Listen. The Versus series is live in 2025. We got the hottest debate league in these YouTube streets. We just had a debate last night. We got another one coming up tonight, 6:15 p.m. Now, y'all know I'm very transparent when it comes to this Versus series thing. It's a video on the channel called Everything You Need to Know About the Versus series. One of the things I'm transparent about is the fact that I pay my debaters, each debater. It's not a winner gets the spoils. It's not a loser don't get nothing. Just like in a boxing match or a UFC match, which I know my brother is familiar with, each fighter gets a purse. In the Versus series, each debater gets an earning fee for coming in, gathering this information, presenting this information not only to their appointed opponent, but to you, the audience. And so it's $50 for a standard debate. If you happen to be one of my title holders, the champion, the defending champ earns $100. His challenger earns $50. So in order to keep that going, need y'all to donate. And like I tell people, I'm not up here pretending to be a millionaire. So if it's ever a situation where I'm unable to pay, I let the debaters know beforehand. I'm not going to have them do a debate and then not be able to pay them. That being said, I do have a situation or a rule where I do ask, hey, give me 7 days. It probably won't take that long, but it will be at least 7 days after your debate, and you will have your money. Normally, it's probably going to be in there the next day or within a couple of days, but do give me 7 days. So if you want to debate in the Versus series, know that ahead of time. You will get compensated for gathering information, putting that information into a presentation and presenting it not only to your opponent, but to the audience. Shout out to my brother Q. That's another fast rising debater in the Versus series. I call him the Saber Supreme. That's another comedic priest in the building. He will be in the social media tournament as well. We looking to start that thing the middle of this month. So y'all stay tuned for that. It's a 4-person tournament. We got our brother Koo. We got our sister Quinn. We got the brother Hemi. And the brother y'all saw debate last night, the Michael Everett. So y'all stay tuned for that. Back to my man, Ausar M. Ka. And I'm going to kick it off with my first question, brother. When you began your journey into comedic knowledge, what were the biggest misconceptions you had to unlearn about both ancient Kemet and African spirituality as a whole? And how did those revelations reshape your worldview?
Man, and that's an excellent question. I learned I didn't have a lot of misconceptions because I was told by West African in the first place. So TJ, Mikey, Ernestine, and Bakari, their father, Uncle Larry, who came over here from Ghana, used to point to the TV off and he say, "You watch this, bro. You watch this right now." And he would make us watch Shaka Zulu, like repeatedly. So it's one of my favorites. Is that one and Conan, and then whatever other movie after that, right? So because of him putting that in our lap, and because of his practices as a Ghanaian, with some of his friends that were Khan, some of his friends that were Ifa, we were okay, you know. Now, here's the thing: on the other side, in my deeper family, on my mother and my father's side, even to this day, my brother's a deacon at a church in Ohio that we own. My grandfathers, who were in Louisiana and Shreveport at the time, all of them were priests. And then my favorite grandpa, Chuck, he was in the Air Force, and he used to run with Mickey Monday and some other people, but that's another story. So that was the influence. So I know the Bible back and forth. My father ran a lot of Muslims. I know the Quran pretty much really good. And then Uncle Larry, this is you. And he would point to Egypt, and then he would point to Shaka Zulu. So I started to indoctrinate myself really early in the game. That shaped my worldview to think like, honor your ancestors. And that's how it is in our house. If you disrespect grandma, it's going to be a problem with all my cousins. If you disrespect mom or any, the only person you could really try to halfway talk back is to your dad, and our dads would swing on us. So we didn't talk.
No doubt.
My dad would go in your chest. My cousin Lamar, dad, go in your chest. Pork. Some wild stuff happened in the house sometimes. So these are the backgrounds. Close that door, honey, please.
Yeah.
When you finish.
Everybody's sleeping.
Yeah, I don't want to wake them up between you halfway closing it.
I mean, it's close.
Yeah. So these are the things that just really shaped and molded me. When I came to Colorado, because I was born in Wyoming, and the Air Force was it will fine, honey. Look.
No, you can use it. You're already destroyed it anyway.
See how women are. See how they do your DFG.
Hey, listen, brother. I told you next August 9th is my 28th wedding anniversary, brother. Listen, I'm already hip, so I'm not mad at all. I know how it go. I already know how it go. Notice I ain't saying a word. I ain't saying a word. She can beat you up. I ain't trying to get beat up too.
Wait till I'm doing something. But yeah, once you start to get enamored in that type of psychological world, it's a lot different. So my friends, as I grew up here, when we moved to Colorado, everything was pretty docile. You know, everything was kind of slow moving. The movie Colors came out. All of the BOYZs, Brick City, Generics, these are different neighborhoods here in Colorado. They became Crips or Bloods. Immediately. The slang and the sound that they talk became different. Over here, we really had a hot Cali movement. Then they started letting some of the Cali members that were in jail out of jail if they would leave and either go to Colorado, Texas, or a few other places. They had a program. So Michael Asbury came out here. Some of our other brothers came out here that were Bloods, and then they started to really orchestrate what was happening here in Colorado. That's when I really got really involved, because we needed something to pull us together. So I was known as they call us East Coast. In fact, Triple Face was out here going to school at George with me. My man Thurston Howe from the Decepticons, which I was, we hollered, a bit too. Some of these guys would come out here, and we would navigate through what just changed. The whole dynamic out here changed. And so it's called the Summer of Violence that took place out here. When it took place, you'll see like my guy Terrence, they just had him on Vlad TV. It's one of my young dudes. They call him Showtime. He walk around with a Mac 10 it was hot out here, like, and we, I'm like, what is going on? So me and my cousin Jam, through being 5%ers at first with my man Knowledge Born in Savior Allah, we started to build on the African dynamic. And then we went and pushed that in the neighborhood. Like, yo, come together. We DJ everything. It was us and our mentor, Big John, our Mixed Master Ice would come down here with him, with Kango Kid, some of UTFO and stuff. And they would tell, yo, y'all got to get these brothers together. Y'all got to, X Clan popped off. And that was our thinking, like, if we're going to get these brothers together, it's got to move like this. They got to see themselves as one. And so then we started to push that unison, and we had the first gang truce with me and my cousins going to push all the flyers, DJing the party, and uniting Colorado Boulevard, which was a very difficult situation. And we weren't the only players, but we were the biggest players in that scenario at that time.
Man, that's powerful. That's powerful right there. Yeah, and I think that a lot of times we kind of take certain things for granted when it comes to how places in other areas get impacted by other places. Like how me being in St. Louis, I'm very kind. I'm 48 years old. I'll be 49 in October. We definitely are impacted by New York. We impacted by LA, etc. So I remember when Colors came out and how it was a paradigm, not, pun intended, it was a paradigm shift in the hood. And I'll never forget one of my homeboys, we playing basketball. You remember them snakeskin belts that used to be so popular?
Yeah.
He had a blue snakeskin belt. And older cat, I'm about 12 at the time, so that made him about 10. And this cat was like 18 years old, him and his homies, 15, 16, 17. And they noticed us as we playing, and they like, look, man, you got to take that belt off. And we like, what? And he like, take that belt off, leave the park, or leave in a bag.
Ooh.
And we like, leave in a bag. We've been knowing these cats our whole life, right? I'm like, man, and I'm a hothead. So I'm ready to pop off. My other partner, he the calm one, so he trying to calm me down. And the one who they talking to, he about 10 years old, and he not even into none of this. So he like, what? He totally confused. And we ended up leaving. He ended up taking it off and kind of, how you bunch them up, put it in his pocket. And even talking about it right now, I'm pissed about it. But it was like, I never forgot that. And we still talk about it to this day. And of course, a lot of them ain't even above ground no more. And of course, we grew up and navigated into those lanes in our own way. But I remember that being the first sort of spark to where we realized, like, we seen the colors and the, stuff like that, but it didn't really affect us too much. But that day, I remember that's when the shift came, because you got cats that been knowing us since, as the old folks would say, knee high to a grasshopper. And now you telling a 10-year-old boy to take a belt off because of the color. I'm like, and you mentioned Shaka Zulu. I remember when that movie came out, and I still be telling people, I'm the Nkosi Yamakosi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yamakosi, Bayete Nkosi.
I remember he say in Zulu land, there can only be one Nkosi Yamakosi. Hey, that movie, that miniseries, that was something else. But But yeah, man.
This is the trauma. Then you're talking to him. As soon as that song come on.
Soon as it come on. I got that on one of my playlists on Tidal. So yeah, I'm very, very familiar. But let me get into the second question. You spent time in the conscious community, which is often criticized for ego, misinformation, and division. From your perspective, what is the greatest lesson you've taken from that experience? And what do you believe the conscious community must do to move beyond rhetoric and into practical liberation?
Well, the first thing is black people ain't worth it. No, I'm joking. The first thing is that there are hands in the pot that don't deserve to be. Second, if you really want to build a movement, you have to gather the people in your community. You have to be flamboyant with your speech. So it's not a place where you can be humble because they won't respect your humbleness. They respect your humbleness when you're flamboyant with your discussion. In order for us to make an impact, though, it starts with economics and our code of ethics with each other. The code of ethics for this generation is so badly broken. You have to just kind of do it in plugs of different things that they get excited about, right? So if you get enough things that they can get excited about, which could be this event here, and they brought Snoop Dogg, or this event over here, and they brought their favorite athlete or something. When you're behind stuff like that and your face is all over the poster with it, then all of a sudden they'll start to move with you. So Umar Johnson did something similar. My man David Banner, who went to school with us out here, did something similar. A lot of these people, it's about getting the movement. David always teases me. He like, man, you used to call our music booty music. I was like, that's what we called it back then. You know, and you get behind the guy, and once you're behind them with something like, for instance, I pushed one of my fighters. We have a thing we call gloves up, guns down, and it's a bittersweet story because I name it. You see us on video. I name it on Facebook. It's me, him, and another gentleman, Keegan, who fights bare knuckle, who I was training both of them. His name is Lumumba Sayers. He used to fight on Strike Force. So we push him. He becomes a preacher. We open up this spot with his 501c3. We're bringing fighters in. We're bringing students in. And then we're squashing hood beefs in that building. This is just over the last couple years what we've been doing. Now, the bitter part is I also helped train his son and his other son and his daughter. His friend, Malcolm, who was another family that I've looked out here for years, ends up going out with his son and kills his son and kills his son's friend and shoots their sister, but doesn't kill her. So we're on Facebook. I'm finding this out from my other buddy. He's called Uppity Negro. And he's like, Chill, tell Lumumba. So I tell Lumumba, they call me Chill as well. So I tell Lumumba, I said, Lumumba, man, your son is gone. So he gets on the live and he's out doing a fight in a different country. They're in Hawaii. They're doing this fight with one of our fighters. And I tell him, I'm like, yo, this is what's going on. He like, nah, chill, in the name of Jesus. Blah, 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 you know, and I just, instant tears for me because I knew he was gone. Now, he gets back. It's either the guy Malcolm or his friend that's with him that did it. His friend gets acquitted. So Lumumba waits until the birthday of Malcolm's son, and he walks up to the place that they're having in an open location, which is on video as well. And in front of his son, he shoots Malcolm in the head. And so now he's awaiting trial. And so all of the work that we do in the community, you understand, I'm the founder of Guns Up, Guns Down. I put him in that position and now the founder does this. The first thing somebody shouts out on the video is "Guns up, gun down, my yeah! Look at him now. This is your guy. This is your guy." They just killed his son. I can't blame him for what he did, but at the same time, we take a very deep. So the whole, and so then I have to make another video because they kept asking me, and I'm telling both families, I'm like, y'all grew up together. Y'all need to get together with each other, dismiss this, and come together for who's left behind. And so Lumumba's been in there for about a year now. We're just awaiting his trial. I talked to the rapper Miracle. For some of y'all who know Miracle, that's Malcolm's family. And you know, this is the stuff that we actually mediate when you're in the thick of things. This is what presents itself and puts itself on the table. I'm not the only one. My big brother Jeff, there's several ladies out here who assist us and do their own thing as well. But when it gets real dirty and you got to go talk to the hood, and you got to, only some of us was in the hood. Only some of us would maneuver through Park Hill or what they call the East Side or Montbello. And so when you take up this mantle, this is the real work that is done from us. This is me owning different gyms and bringing fighters in that, you know, from the neighborhood so that they can have a bigger, better view on life. Anthony Rumble Johnson, one of my fighters. Wow. From sleeping on my couch to UFC monster. He was a millionaire out there. I said, get out the game and go sell some, go do this. This weed is legal now. So we put him with another guy, Othello Harrington. They had a weed business with different strands. One of our other guys who was in Chicago, he used to live in Cabrini Green, my man Dallas Stokes. Dallas was, you know what it's like to be a chief out there. His chief got murdered for whatever. He came out here. We were running a company called Too Hype Clothing with Chris Christmas and some other people. And right now he's doing Kyrie Irving's shoe. Okay. And he just did something for Lil Wayne, which is we haven't even spoken on yet. But Lil Wayne loved the shoe. We told him and we need to get together. So they're getting together right now. So these are the types of moves we make and the influence that you put into the community and what you have to do if you're really doing this work. Because I can get on YouTube all day and teach you about ancient Kemet. How does it move you? Well, Uncle Larry told me they're trying to take this away from you. When every time I look up, they still trying to take it away from you. So what we do is show you that this culture is African born, based, and the players in it were that. Not only that, I embrace the Shemsu. Why? Because the Congolese embraced the Shemsu. They the ones who was doing the Ausarian dance. And that's the ding that they went to go get on the boat. When they get him from the land to so-and-so. Bring him up here. Make sure he's done. He's fine. Make sure I love his dance steps. So there's been a relationship with that going on for years. And, you know, we tend to practice some of the ancient ethics of what it brings. So when I say I'm a Shemsu Ausar, I move like the ancestral code from Shemsu Ausar. And it emulates what you see in Ifa from the Congolese. Simple as that. But these are some of the things in the dynamic. Did I answer all your questions? I think you had 3 in there.
Yeah, no. You good. Okay.
So that's how we move.
No doubt. Let me get my board back up. I'm like, you kind of messed me up with that story you said about the brother, his friend, and
we're gonna move past that. We'll talk about that later because I'll start crying on here.
Yeah, that bro, because I talked to youths between the ages of 12 and 16, because, you know, at 17 they basically considered grown by the law, and so you try to steer them in the right direction before that. And You know, I done seen some situations, and so I understand. But that one, man, that's yeah. Anyway,
Let me see if I could. I'll pull up. I'm gonna pull up some of this stuff here just so y'all can see. Let me see. Lumumba. Don't be.
yeah, put the links in the chat if you can, because yeah, I think people need to be aware of that. And that, and I think what the brother is highlighting is a lot of people think that people just get on YouTube and bloviate, and they actually do real work in their community. So when I tell y'all, you know, I talk to at-risk youth and I try to tell them, hey, you know, get off the corner and go get your dealer's license. And that same hustle mentality that you apply to that street corner, you can apply that to going to the auction, buying a car, fixing it up and reselling it, going back and re-upping. That it's the same mentality, but you ain't got to look over your corner for the cops. You ain't got to look over your shoulder for a brother who hungrier than you in that do or die situation. You could do it on the up and up, and you helping people with a need that they fulfill a need that they got with that automobile, as opposed to poisoning your community. And that's the message that I try to send with that and other things that I try to put forth to them. And this brother basically doing the same thing. And sometimes you have situations that go sideways, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially. I mean, I just took one of my partners, one of my right hands. We call him Red, and you know, he's been in a lot of situations. He had the attempted charge. He had just had a gun charge. I said, go get your CDL. I said, you need to get paid. My other partner, Reddy is in Houston with Shaw. Him and my other partner, Simo. And Simo run around with Jay Prince and them son and all. You know, that's what they known for. So I'm like, come here, Reddy. You sing, you do this. You a security guard. Go get your CDL. Okay, now you got your CDL. Here go the stocks. This is how the stocks make plays. Go do this. Now he just bought a house, had his second child. You know, he's sitting well. Simo just came out because he was with one of our African brothers. They made a play, and the feds got involved. Feds start calling my house. I'm like, what are you all doing? So he did his little 6-month bid. I don't know what the deal was. He's out, and now he's making moves. He's got a company called Dimmit's where they sell like pastries. These pastries are good too. Out of control. So when I see guys with potential, ladies with potential, I sit down with them and we push them out there to make moves. You mind if I share my screen?
No, sir. Go ahead.
So we share here. We go. Where's my YouTube? Right here. So this is just me and Lumumba in the gym back in the day. This is my partner Bobby Lashley's me and his gym at the time. And we just getting some work.
Wait a minute. When you say Bobby Lashley, do you mean Bobby Lashley?
Yeah. So we I'll show you some pictures of that too. But this is Lumumba in better times, right? And I'm working with him. We just doing light mitt work right now. I'm trying to get him to develop something which he eventually developed. And if you've seen Lumumba fight, most of his fights in the knockouts. So we working on formulas. When we mention Bobby Lashley, you just go to my Facebook real quick. We'll touch on some photos. We'll go.
Yeah, I'm a big wrestling and comic book geek. So yeah, when you said Bobby Lashley, I was like, that eyebrow went up. I'm like, okay, hold up.
Yeah, me and Bobby had it. This is me and Jens Pulver back in the day. Let me get out of some of that. Charleston got busy. My man Kamaru Usman, who was down here.
Shout out to Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, this is me when we were younger. It's our rap group back in the day. It's my man Grasher. Grasher did the sound for Tech Nine for several years.
Okay.
Several years. Jam is in Cali now with one of our billionaire partners. Let me see. It's one of my other fighters. He just passed away, motorcycle accident. They call him Prophecy. Andre Hafer. He was
Sorry to hear
defending
that.
his title. Yeah, you can't live forever. It can happen to one of us. It's just it goes down. Bobby, where you at? If I'm running this something. This is my other fighter, Jose Ariano, who y'all probably seen on ESPN a few times. This is his early stages when he was a Muay Thai champ. And he's from Juarez, It's another one. Danica, the Deadly Dancer. Y'all might know Joe from ES Coach Joe. She just defended her Muay Thai title for the third time. Knocked out everybody in the building. Jeremy Horn, Andrew Lip, all them. But where you at, Bobby? This is me and Rumble at the UFC. That's me and Rumble at another event we did. Some of the good stuff, me and him and Roberto Pacini when he first came down here. Some of my younger fighters, you see him, Brother Medeiros on the UFC now. Let me see. Where you at, Bobby? That's Lone. Here go Bobby right here. It's me and Bobby at my show. And you can find that on YouTube.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's how we move. That's how we move.
That's what's up.
Let me stop sharing. I'm doing too much. Oh, hold up. My man David Banner right there too. But yeah, so we deal with the at-risk youth, and some of those superstars were at-risk youth.
Yeah.
You call him Anthony Rumble Johnson now, but I knew him as Hardhead Jacob's cousin and Jeezy's cousin, who was trying to stay away from the drug dealer. You call him Donald Cerrone now, but I knew him as him and little Mikey Baldwin would rob drug dealers, take the drug dealers' stuff, and then resell the stuff. So these are the Wayne Bang Ludwig was the hardhead orphan. Him and Nate Marquardt came to see me and Tommy Johnson before we took him to Clarence Thatch, and then Boss Rutan came in to play with us, right?
Okay.
These are the things that we do. We walk you from the beginning to the end without dropping you on your head at any point in time as a baby,
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Hey, shout out to the reigning, defending, undefeated versus series world champion Pandemius, the Pan-African Atheist. Shout out to Vincent Mueller, always in the building. Appreciate your support. And shout out to the Bible breaker, the Sauce A1 in the building. Shout out to y'all jumping in. And we're going to get to this third question, brother. Some scholars in the community argue that ancient Kemet wasn't a Black civilization. In the many ways Afrocentric teachers presented. How do you respond to those critiques while balancing historical evidence with the importance of reclaiming African identity in the face of centuries of whitewashing? We're getting into the drama now, y'all. So, let me repeat it. Some scholars in the community argue that ancient Kemet wasn't a Black civilization in the ways many Afrocentric teachers presented. How do you respond to those critiques while balancing historical evidence with the importance of reclaiming African identity in the face of centuries of whitewashing?
Yeah, I've seen them do it, and there's some of the videos I can't even remember where they're at. They're in our old hangouts, probably. We watched them take the paint off of certain things. We watched them retouch up noses, as they called it. And then I took the trip there, right? So It's one thing to say, oh, we did this, that, the other. Those people who say that probably have never been on the plane over there. So now we got a problem because you ain't even been over there to see. If you go over there, let me share my screen one more time since we here like that, right? if you're gonna say that, then I at least want you to take the trip so you know what's going on. Because when I got there, they was like, "Oh, you look just like the originals." So I was
Oh,
having arguments like that. You know why you fell, brother? You know why you fell down? I said, why? Well, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered, then I come back like, well, you know why you're weak like the foam on a river, as the Quran says? So, we would have those discussions. But if you go to, where am I at? Heck in the Chair is my channel. I don't ever even say my channel. Heck in the
oh
Chair,
yeah.
brother.
Go and put that link in the chat, bro.
Yeah, I ain't dropped nothing in the chat yet, neither. I need to.
Yeah. Hey, y'all go. He gonna put the link to his channel in the chat, and I need y'all, for those who listening, to go subscribe. If you're catching it on the replay, go subscribe to the brother channel.
Yeah, we coming in here. This is some of the older stuff, but I'm in the town, right? I'm in the place to be. I'm in the Cairo Museum and all that stuff. Here, this is the replica of Alexandria right here, right in this building here, and I'm in the town of Alexandria. So I'm in the city. I take you there. I'll take you there, like a Big Daddy Kane record. So there goes the Happy River right there. We looking at the Nile. We're not going to play around. We going to go. And I'm taking you through so you can see just how small the locality is when you're in there. I'm looking all through this is all Happy River. But let's go a little further. Let's go to some other spots. Let's see what's up. So we got this. This is my man Muhammad Gabber. That's me. Metal Net your shirt down. Y'all see what it is. The glyphs is on the shirt, and I'm hot. I ain't got a haircut in I don't know how long, because I was out there for like 3 weeks and they didn't have the same thing. But we here. We in the mix. Literally. So, I rode it here. You want to see the pyramids? Let's go see the pyramids. We got to do it all. If you're going to talk about the locality, you should at least be there. And most of these supposed scholars have never even gone. So if you haven't gone and you don't speak the language, let me tell you something. If anybody's trying to tell you something and they don't even speak the language of an ancient culture, why do you believe them? They don't even know how to use they don't even know how to use the tools that we use to explain half of this stuff. But you'll take their word wholeheartedly as if they actually know something. This is me riding that camel, B. That's the pyramid, right? What I said Imhotep, Uncle Johnson there. That's it. That's the pyramid right there. Look, there's the rocks right there. They talking about built it, right? Them rocks ain't that big. Some of them are, but not all of them. The rocks are so big. How can it be moved? We right there. Then I could pick up one of these with my hand. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of them is real heavy, but not all of them is real heavy like that. We right here. So who's right there with me? None of the people you talking about generally. Ain't never been, never seen it. I'm in the museum. This my partner's music. We making papyrus. I can make papyrus. I ain't got to talk about it. If I want to make my own papyrus scroll, I would get the presser. I would get the papyrus. I would rub it together. We would get it wet. I would stick it together for the length that I needed. Then I would press it down, and then we would put some stones on top of it. And by the morning, I would be writing on top of it because it would form together like paper. I could still do what the ancestors do. Still. Now we eating food. I'm over here blessing children in Arabic and stuff. We in Egypt. Everything in there is real papyrus. Some of them glow in the dark, like the piece I brought home. That's my man shop. And we horse racing and all that out there. We wilding out. Let me put this on pause real quick. So if somebody is talking like they know and you don't even use the tools, right? A lot of the people you know don't even use the tools. Let me do this, right? Let's pull up Stellarium right quick. Did I stop sharing?
No.
Let me stop sharing. There we go. If I go to Stellarium, this is the work that we do, so some of this stuff I'm trained in. If you talk about, hold on, let me get back to your original question, because you're talking about how Egypt is and what have you, right? So your original people, even with the new paper, say a Southern Sudan branch broke off and went up to Libya. We can stop right there. A Southern Sudani branch broke off and went up to Libya. We know what the Tibu people look like, don't we? Didn't I pull out the Tibu before? Okay. So we know what they look like. So, boom. If we go to Napta Playa, we know that those are Nahesi people. The new paper said that the specimen was 80% African, 20% Asiatic, and he had dark skin. What are we talking about? It's over. And he's a branch of Southern Saharan.
That sound like somebody from over here, 23andMe, don't it?
Yeah. That's the paper. And then the cats start running in different directions. Oh no, see, it's matching them over here to the Levant, and it's matching them over here. Have you seen some of the ancient Hikakasu?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I still got it up. Let me see. If I got that I believe, no, that's not it. Let me see. Remains of the Hikakasu, I believe. I think I still have it up. Some of them brothers ain't Asiatic looking like that. A lot of them looking like me and you. That's Tarzan. Where's the? I had to pull it up. But anyway.
Yeah. Nah, because my thing was always, once they discovered that the iconography that's in ancient Kemet, or I say ancient Kemet rather than ancient Egypt, and I'll let you know why I say that in a minute. But once they discovered that iconography was in ancient Kush or ancient Nubia, like 1,500 to 2,000 years prior to being in what would become ancient Egypt, I don't even understand what the discussion is about. Because actually, if it preceded the establishment of Kemet, I'm confused. But
here, I want you to talk while I share this. Let me share this while you build on it. So
that's kind of, and then you want to like disqualify the work of men and women who worked on this stuff, like Bruce Williams, Emily Teeters, and these are Europeans, so they can't make it an Afrocentric thing. Kenneth Steele, of the Oriental Institute, Chicago. Now they work is all of a sudden disqualified. I don't know, man. I don't get it. But I got a GED, so what do I know?
Right. Here go Yehuda.
By phone.
This is his coffin, by the way. This is Yehuda. Yehuda. The coffin of men. 18th dynasty. This is your brother right here. This is how this right here says Nebet Het. This says Nebet Het. Hori Iri Dejetin Hick.
really?
He's a Hick. He's a ruler of the Hikakasu.
Okay, well then start
Same
using
thing
it.
over here.
I'm not gonna leave my door alone.
What else we got?
Or the door.
Over here, it says
Huh?
in Ka in for the soul of Menchahu
No, nobody's
Yahuda, all
wrong.
that stuff. Is
I know.
what do you want? Look at him, how he depicted
Huh?
himself. That's a Hikakasu. That's one of them.
That's crazy.
What saying?
Let's look at one of the statues of him.
Just let me start taking this.
I'm about to do a little
Let me know
thing
when
called
you
if I was a
I'm not
Hebrew
playing.
Israelite, the
All right.
information I would use to prove who I was.
Right. Let me ask you this. Is it a difference between the Hikakasu and the Amu?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all I need.
Amu usually come from a land in Kemet. The Hikakasu. Hold on, where's that statue at? Look at this brother's nose, looking like KRS-One. This ain't even the same one that I'm about to
Say looking like KRS-One.
straight like Chris. Shout out to Chris. That's my man. He be out here with us too. These dudes are there goes. You can see his face right here on the joint. See his face on the joint. But here go where's the statue at? This ain't even a Yehuda. This is a different.
So let me ask you this. Is there a chance that the statues that they create or had created of themselves were what can we call exaggerated versions of themselves as opposed to being accurate depictions? Is it a chance? Because that's also been put forth too, that these are not supposed to be accurate depictions of them, but rather idealized or stylized, exaggerated depictions of them rather than accurate depictions of what they actually look like.
Well, let's examine the question almost with a question, right? If I'm Greek, and we got some Greek brothers, right? If you're in Greece, what do you see? Statues of Greeks, right?
Right.
And they made some African statues of it, didn't they? They did both, right? So it's not like we don't have so how much exaggeration was I going to use when I made myself with an afro? How much exaggeration was I going to use when you see my real comb? You see my pick. Yeah, the pick is the comb of them. So if we're using picks to comb our hair, how much of the exaggeration could it be? How much could it be?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
The bodies that they're using, remember, they found 700 Greeks unceremoniously dumped in a hole in ancient Kemet. And then all of a sudden, certain pharaohs' bodies start to pop up, supposedly. So there's a lot of speculation and things of that nature about how they come up with these supposed bodies. But the real ones.
The other thing, though, brother, that they say in that report, and this is what all the people who like to use that report never talk about, is they literally say that this is in no way an accurate
depiction
of the totality of this ancient civilizations, people, culture, etc. So I'm like, why? Like, what are we talking about? Why is this what everybody want to stand on when they literally say it in the article that they say that they can't even say that this is in totality. Obviously, this is more than likely from the Assyrians, Persian, Assyrian / Ptolemaic period. It can't be the entire 3,000 year history plus
Well, no, they say they found him around the 4000 BC type area, right? So you found him around 4000 BC, and the best you could do was 20% Asiatic, the rest was African. Dark
Yeah.
skin, they put in the article, it says 80% African, 20% Asiatic, and he was dark skinned. It says he was dark skinned. And then they ran over to the Levant somehow. Somebody ran to the and it starts the article. It says apparently a sub-Saharan strand broke off and went up to Libya. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. So let me. Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
So they did say in Diodorus Siculus that an Ausar did start Greece. It is why they paid taxes to Africa. Yeah, probably a black person migrate. We just showed the Hikakasu, who looked like Heinz Ward. He's Asiatic and he's black.
Heinz Ward.
And he made himself dark skinned. What you want? You know what I'm saying? This is your Hika. If I go to Paheka Amon's tomb, how do he look?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get into another controversial subject within the community. A common challenge is if most African Americans descend from West Africa, why focus so much on ancient Kemet? How do you bridge the cultural and historical gap between West African traditions and Kemetic spirituality without dismissing either?
Well, Western current cultures in Africa are basically derivatives from what we see in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt is more of a conglomerate of a bunch of cultures together. So when they talk about things like who's Ham, who's the Hamitics, who's the this, which is a really old statement, they bring up the cultures that they consider to be Ham. They bring up the Maasai. They bring up the different Nahesi groups. They bring up the Dongala. They bring up different cultures that made up northeastern Africa and even some of southern Africa. So when it comes to the spirituality, we see some of the same practices. When I look at those first kings of ancient Egypt and how they would die and then take their whole cabinet of people with them, I see the same thing in the Congo. Then I see you went to go get the dancer from the Congo. Then I see some of the first people was all short. And then I see that they're also the Congolese who I'm one of basically are also cousins with the Maasai who have the Ilisar clan amongst them. And their cousins, the Kalenjin, have the Il Aset clan amongst them. And the Khoi have a term, I won't even get into that yet. That's going to be for later stuff. But you're seeing all these terms. You're seeing the Ma'a language. You see Seshu Ma'ani Medu Necha is the language of the Egyptians, and you just happen to have the Ma'a language amongst you. You see chapter 17 of the book of Coming Forth by Day, when Ra's wisdom is to circumcise himself, and the first people to practice circumcision that we know are the Maasai. When you start to see this types of stuff, it shouldn't be too difficult to see where the people of ancient Kemet went to. Because when the Romans and the Persians and the Greeks and the different cultures that start to attack them keep coming in waves, they start to go down south and make their way towards the west. Now, we tell Sinwar Set's story where he talks about going all the way to Chad to handle business, to get rid of some of the Asiatic slaves he had, and even some of the Nahesi slaves he had. But then you all of a sudden see papyrus plants in Chad, but you don't see them in other parts of Africa, except for where? The Northeast and the Egyptian area. So how did they get over there? Well, a bird put it in its mouth and it dropped this. Knock it off. Nothing like that occurred. You're seeing migrations, and that same migration pattern that they took over there is marked by wells where you can get water from. So now you got wells going through that location, and then you also have them going down south and going out towards the west. And then you start to see the Arabs after their invasion, they used that same migration pattern to get over to West Africa. Now, when it comes to us over here, there's a few parts of the slave trade that we skip over. Why? Did you forget about the Middle Passage, ladies and gentlemen? Did you know they was taking them from Egypt, from Punt? In fact, the reason why most of your Haitians look like they're from Ethiopia is because most of them come from the Middle Passage. And the ones that don't were taken from the European gentlemen who went over there, took them to England through the sub-Saharan slave trade, and then shot down to IAT, where they ended up getting rich because he wasn't such a dictator when he was around. So a lot of them look just like East Africans. Why? Because that's where they come. That's their phenotype. That's where they're being brought from generally. Not everything that came to Americas was through West Africa. Of course, a lot of us are West African. I'm Central, West, and the 0.3% or whatever it was through the test had Messiah in it, whatever. But the main thing is that I'm Central. I'm Congolese from Central Africa. And we're right next to we touch the Sudan. So the slave trade affected all the continent. We don't leave any parts out. So if you just feel West Africa, get out your feelings, because it was more than just West Africa that was affected. And we know that the Arabs got into the slave trade late. And it's documented by David Bassel and a few other groups that discuss it, which I actually did a series on. If you go to the Debunking You series that I did, where it talks about the ethnicity of the ancient Egyptians, and it talks about how we got over here. And I cover these routes and trades on the Heck in the Chair channel, HKN NTR. Y'all know what it is. All right. Shameless plug at the end.
No doubt. No doubt. Okay. Now, so in your studies, how does the Kemetic spiritual system stand apart from the quote unquote Abrahamic religions that many believe borrowed heavily from it? Do you see Kemet as a spiritual alternative, a foundation that predates them, or a system that can coexist alongside of them?
Well, Kemet can coexist with pretty much anything. When you would come in there, you were still okay to practice your personal religion at home. They didn't have a problem with that. And generally, they would come beat you up for what they wanted, make you a vassal, say, do what you're going to do over here. All we want is this faience. If you can send us this faience, we'll look out for you. You'll be if you get in trouble, we'll send the Hesse to come get busy for you on your behalf for our army, and you're good to go. We just want this. So they never had a problem. When you read, it's called the Book of Paradise. They say it's written by Tacitus. And when you go through the Book of Paradise, it starts to explain how the rift was between Jesus being compared to Ausar. And they say, just as long as you make sure that it's related to Ausar. The Christians didn't want to wilt at that point, even though your first Christian catechetical school is in Egypt. Go figure, right? So because of this difference, you start to have them subjugate to the ancient Egyptians over time once they gain power, once Constantine gets on their side. This is when it starts to get ugly and a little funky. But all your other ancient Romans and all that, they were still following ancient Egyptian methods. They wanted to be like the Egyptians. The Persians wanted to be like the Egyptians. One thing that people mess up, they're like, you ain't no Egyptian. Who said I was, stupid? It's not what we said. we said that we follow the Shimsu way, Shimsu Necha, Shimsu, follow Necha, the God. And I won't even call it God because it it oversees that term with a more dynamic, with a bigger dynamic, I should say. So Shimsu Necha is what everybody did, from the Persians, from the Greeks, from the whole world, the Asiatics, the Chinese. Everybody was trying to be a Shimsu Ausar. That's what they did. So when you look at that, and then you look at the current African dynamic, at the heart of it is your ancestors and the respect you have for them. Next is the mythos. Everywhere has its own mythos. But the mythos usually tells you something about the beginning of the universe. It tells you something about life. It tells you something about what you should be doing. And then it creates heroes for you to admire. But back in ancient Egypt, you got the beginning of doctors, the beginning of a whole lot of stuff that ends up becoming what the world is today, from sciences, astronomy, the first science, by the Ami Unu, the hour watcher, your doctors, your first dentist, which if y'all watch me, y'all seen me show all these pictures and stuff before. Y'all see me dive into understanding the calendars, all that stuff. It's a big push in ancient Egypt. Not everything, but a lot of things. Medicine, your first descriptions of cancer, your first use of penicillin, your first use of a contraceptive. All of this is there. And that's from your African brothers and sisters. So of course we salute that. And why wouldn't you be a Shimsu? You can still be an Ifa. You can even still be a Christian if you like to. It doesn't matter. But that's the foundation. So I stick with the foundation first because it brings the ethics and the codes that eventually transcend to now. Honor thy father and mother so your days will be long on earth. That's Ankh Shashank. That's where you got it from.
All right. And this is my last question in terms of my questions. And then I got a bonus question that I think you're going to like. For many, Kemet is an intellectual pursuit or an historical fascination. How do you take the wisdom of ancient Kemet beyond study and symbolism and apply it as a living spiritual practice that heals and empowers Black people today?
Man, by following Ma'at. When you follow Ma'at, you'll recognize it's just a better situation for you. When you see the ways that they deal with each other, like, I was on Uhuru. It was on Living, I think it's Living Uhuru, my brother over there in London. And somebody made a statement that it was a statement, but it was kind of an unlearned statement. He said, I don't believe that the ancient Egyptians were dealing with the same stuff that we were. And I'm like, what? So if you read the letters talk about situations like a female dealing with her dowry. Her family wants to marry this rich dude that got the big dowry, but he got a little pee-pee. She wants to marry the guy who has little dowry with the big pee-pee, and he's not so intelligent. Don't that happen today?
Facts.
That's the same thing we do with today. Most of their stories are like that. You had one dude who was gambling, and he was ass betting, if you will. He wasn't paying. He didn't have no money. They say Ptah smited him, and he lost his eyesight. And he's telling his story. So, all the same stuff that happens in a major city that's what happened back then. And then their clarity of how they move is incredible, right? So here we go right here. I'll just read some. This is from the Jed Khan's F Ankh, right? Stability, the moon, life, right? Places, it says this. It says, place his hands on your offerings. Behold, one pure on hands. Let his mouth be filled with food. Behold, the speaker of truth. Let him not lack drink of your libation. Behold, the lover of drunkenness. For as you are pleased with the truthful on earth, so will his God love one free of duplicity. Duplicity is double talk, a lie. So he's telling you, keep the truth in your mouth. Pour that libation. Be a speaker of truth. Make sure his offerings aren't short, talking about the ones that you give to your ancestors. We can read some more short ones. I was sent on missions of the Lord of the two lands to organize Egypt for its Lord, for he knew my usefulness for the land. I reached an old age without being faulted. I completed my lifetime in gladness, for the good man is rewarded for his virtue, and there is love for one who is blameless. I made Ma'at great in the land, and his offering that contents him. This is the type of behavior from your ancestors. Since I befriended Ma'at on earth, her love enveloped me. By purifying and sensing her, I guarded her in greatness. When I offered him the Ma'at he loves, that loaf of his which is mere, I used to say, on the morrow that comes, the good man is requited for his deeds. So he's offering Ma'at to his friend in the form of a bread loaf. This is the type of behavior you should have. You should be willing to offer for your friends. You should keep a truthful mouth. You should keep good speech. You should move in greatness. You should be pure in your motives and your actions, especially towards each other. No different than Ifa, no different than the Akan, no different than any other system that you see out there today.
No doubt, no doubt. And with that,
that smell good. Go ahead, family.
no. I was gonna say, with that being said, let me ask you this one, man. What's the contention between you and my man, my Lions Den champ, the one and only Cedric Ortega? What's the point of contention between y'all brothers, man? And how can we come to terms on it here on Paradigm Shift TV 314?
My man Cedric, man, to be honest with you, he's mad because I went on the Pseudo Killer show. We started talking about astronomy, and I spilled this ragu sauce. So Cedric Ortega, no, I'm that's pretty much where it stemmed from. But our brother didn't even know it was more than one helical rising. That's how it started. And so I had to school him on the helical risings. He said, no, only one is important. And then I had to show him that, no, all of these are important. All of these make the year, and all of them have different festivals behind them. So he was wrong. Then we went to another thing where we were discussing Sheikh Antijope on my brother Smash's channel. And he got in on the wrong side of the conversation of that discussion. And when he got in on the wrong side of that conversation, he went from Kemet is black, and it's a black community mostly, to it's an Arab community. I don't know what they're saying now. They don't know. If you ask them why you live, they say, no, we know it's black. But if you let them speak on their own freely, well, no, see, it's Arabs over there. See, it's an Arab community. See, so I don't know where they stand on that. And then the last thing was I had to clear up the evolution thing. See, evolution, and remember you typed it on Signetter, brother said, you said evolution is a law. But evolution is a theory, Cedric. And a man like you who backs the scientific method should know the difference between a law and a theory, because a law cannot be debunked, but a theory can. And you have put your place in a place that is hot when you sit down. We call it the hot seat. You know exactly what it is. So you my brother, but if you want that work, the invitation for this butt whooping has always been open, and I will take off the belt. Honey, you got the belt?
I got 2 of them.
She got 2 belts.
She say, I got 2 of them.
I will spill your ragu sauce, Cedric Ortega. So make no mistake about it. You my brother. I like how you get down usually, but you better stay in your lane or you will meet Speed Racer.
Oh, man. Cedric, brother Ausar saying, hey, he's saying he's Speed Racer. The question is, are you Racer X? Because there's only one person better than Speed. So you got to be Racer X. Hey.
And he still took the loss.
He still took the L. Link is in the chat if y'all want to come up, if you got a question or a comment for Brother Ausar. He is not here to debate. Remember, I pay people to debate and I ain't got no money for y'all. So you got a question or you got a comment. If it's only one person up here, y'all can build back and forth. But if we got more than one, ask your question or make your comment. He gonna respond and then we're gonna move on. So keep in mind, he is not about to get into a debate with you because, again, I ain't got no money. So that being said, link is in the chat. Said I sent you the link personally. If you're out there, I sent you the link personally. So let's get to it. While we waiting on somebody to hit the link, brother, I gotta step away. I gotta go pay a water bill. I'm gonna play a little music in the meantime, so y'all bear with us. Y'all know what it is. It's Paradigm Shift TV 314. It's just gonna be a brief intermission. We're gonna hit y'all with that brother A1 and that Versus Series Top 10. We'll be right back at it again. Give us a little second.
This is an A1 exclusive.
Tell Plastic Craig is going down. They mad they couldn't get their point across. Shit, I love the sound. Them sources looking weak, homie. You know we gon' check them out. Flying through your teeth, have my pseudo killer stretch you out. Bring them back, they calling me the puppet master. It's always some strings attached. The pseudo always dies at its source. We gon' see to that. And there you go pontificating. You know we don't believe in that. And I'm bringing reading back. Don't I make this shit look cool? Debaters better keep it cool. Might hit up heavy hitters, have a rule, get at you. Have my scholars line you up, and I ain't talking barber school. Peer review party, bring your paperwork. You showed up to debate with no sources, man, that's crazy work. Them ad homs that never work. If you scared, go to church. It's your Allah, no more shirt. The Versus Series poppin', sir. Till DMG is going down, they mad they couldn't get their point across. Shit, I love the sound. Them sources looking weak, homie. You know we gon' check them out. Lying through your teeth, have my pseudo killer stretch you out. Bring them back, they calling me the puppet master. It's always some strings attached. The pseudo always dies at its source. We gon' see to that. And there you go pontificating. You know we don't believe in that. Till Ratchet Craig is going down, they mad they couldn't get their point across. Shit, I love the sound of
And we are back. And I see we don't have any takers for our brother Ausar M. Ka. Don't nobody want smoke with the comedic warrior scholar, I see.
You can always come up here and kick it, though.
No doubt, no
See,
doubt.
Tell them it's beef, they get nervous. You just come kick it.
Right, just come. You might, you could be a friendly question. It don't have to be beef. Like, you know, why y'all? What's going on? It could be a friendly question. You could be pro Kemet. You ain't got to be against it. Why y'all always think it got to be beef? Dang. I said we could disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. Like, hey, let me jump in this one chat and see if anybody want to hit this panel. Hold tight, my brother. Hold tight.
We got it here. Yeah, little ones, you know. Uh-oh. You done left your passy, huh? Hold on, Grampy coming.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to. Well, some people didn't even know we was live, so we might get a few cats to jump on. If we don't, then you know we just gonna set up. We got a joint we call Source and Slide. We're gonna have to get you back on there for a presentation. We got a takeover Tuesday, or just if it can't be a Tuesday, we got what we call a takeover show. We had to get you back on for one of them, but either way, we got plenty of work for you over here. So, no, we got no shortage of things to do, and you know whether or not somebody will pop up is to be determined. But we got plenty of things to do. I think that Source and Slide, where you actually get to showcase some of your info, will be a real powerful joint, and all we got to do is set that up. So yeah, we'll give them maybe another 5-10 minutes, man. Don't. Matter of fact, let me get your channel pulled up. I'm gonna put that joke.
Sunday, we got all day.
In the
Whipping
chat.
Wednesdays on DMG. These Whipping Wednesdays. I'm bringing 2 belts and
You hear me?
Yeah.
Put the name of your channel in the private chat, and then I'm gonna find it so I can get that link.
I forgot to put that in there too. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Temple of Ba'u Ra on Facebook. But yeah, we get busy, and I'm right now I'm establishing 2 books. It'll be more, but I'm establishing 2 books coming up here, and then of course we do the comics. So right now I'm wearing my guy Adrenaline on that Monumental Comics. You don't know what it is.
okay.
Push 'em.
Oh, if you in the comics, man, I'm definitely I'm a comic geek, so and I definitely want to support the up and coming Black creators because I see it's a lot of them on the horizon.
Let's go here. Let me share that. We'll share that real quick. Let's put them on game. So, if you guys are into really good stories and some pretty good artwork too, I'm not ashamed my artists, man. I got some artists that get busy. Come right over here. I'm about to switch the site, Monumental Comics. That's one of the action figures right there, Noble Star.
Okay.
Here goes another one, Instant. Nothing is faster. And then here goes some of the characters here. Noble Star, Dr. Imagine, Adrenaline, Callus, Bobcat Gold, Silver Cougar, Red Admiral, Soaring Eagle, Glister, the Diamond Girl, Uncle Jasinet for those who love Egypt. You got Heru, Nebuchadnezzar, Aset, Ausar, Set,
That's
Gavin.
fire, bro. That's fire. Okay.
The adventures is popping. You got Deadly, Up to Par, and you got Baka, African Axeman. But that's a little anime we did. We ain't gonna get into that. But right now, this is on our. This will be on sale shortly. This is on sale. Adrenaline #1 is on sale. Number 2 and 3. The matter of fact, we got 5 books of his done. This one is on sale. Soaring Eagle Plus is free if you go and find a link on Amazon. So we're here, and all you got to do is go to the store. I don't suggest you go to the store here though. You send $5.99 for issue 1 for any of these. We'll hook you up. Send it to my Cash App, because like I said, I'm getting ready to switch this store over. Adrenaline, the physical books are almost gone. We did 600 at the Comic-Con. Soaring Eagle, still in digital status, and Uncle Josh and Neb right now. But we just finished a bunch of them. The Noble Star book is almost done. All the good stuff, man.
That's what's up, man. Y'all get that. I'm definitely gonna cop me one. Like I said, I'm a comic geek. My son, he working on 2 separate comic book universes. One is superhero based and the other one is horror based. And so when he get ready to come out with that, man, I'm gonna definitely holler at you, because he need a couple of artists. So
yeah, we're gonna hit him for sure. Do we write or do we draw?
He right. Okay. So he need artists, but he man, and it's all the superhero side is interconnected and the horror side is interconnected. So yeah, he need artists though.
See, it's going down. So yeah, tell him just keep you'll keep me posted.
For sure.
What else? We got the books, the figures. Matter of fact, it just happened to be right next to me right now. Let's pull out some of the figures. So the figures are here. We got Instant in the mix. Notice this.
I like that name for a speedster. You know what I'm saying? I like that.
I'll be there in an instant, all that. So we're going to make theme music and all that. Remember, these are just the prototypes. And then Noble Star is here. We should be entering Walmart and Target with these eventually. We got Glister the Diamond Girl. We got Adrenaline over here. All of that sitting next to us. We got Papa Gab. Let me give my man Papa Gab some shine with his staff and his Kopesh.
Hey, y'all see it in the chat. Subscribe to the brother channel. Link is in the chat. Click that link and go over there and subscribe to the brother channel.
You see Papa Gab right here. Staff in hand, it's going down. He ready to stick fight. Y'all know how it was back in the day.
That's what's up.
Glister the Diamond Girl, she ready. She get it in.
That's what's up. Yeah, yeah. And so I'm looking at getting a 3D printer so my son can develop his own action figures, and then we're gonna go from there too. So yeah, this is I'm definitely with it, bro. I'm gonna support however I can.
Yeah, we hopefully, because once we finish these, we're in talks right now to do animated movies. Right now, I just gotta finish some series so that the people could see them and get them out there and pull. And then once you get like a series or two going, you see if you built a cult following or if the people wasn't feeling you or whatever, and then you decide what you decide. But you give yourself a chance, you know. Get out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So, like I say, man, open invitation to come back and do the Source and Slide show, man. Basically, on the Source and Slide, it's all about the PowerPoint presentation. Open invitation to come back and do a takeover show where, similar to this, it's all about you and whatever it is you want to put down. If you want to call people out, call outs are mandatory. Either you're going to thug it out or you're going to punk it out. You know, open invitation, brother. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up since I see that nobody want to hit that link. But family, link is in the description for the brother channel. Y'all go over there and subscribe, support this brother. I think he's doing important things in the community. Support the comic book line, the action figures. Support what the brother doing, man. We appreciate you coming on. Any closing words? ISO on you.
Man, ETE Imhotep, Sini Sinet. Man, remember who you are, be an Ausar. Make sure you don't forget your roots, your original roots. Stay connected with those. Don't be blinded by your original roots, but remember your original roots and stay connected. It's your greatest economic strength. It's the best way that you're going to be able to make moves. And with that said, Uncle Jocelyn, support my man DMG. Y'all know what it is.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Y'all know what it is, family. In about 2 hours, we got the biblical barbarian, Big Hemi, taking on our brother Issa, the Islamic intimidator. The question is, was Jesus just a prophet? Was Jesus just a prophet? So those brothers will be going at it. You got Christian on Muslim violence, intellectual violence, that is. Come back and check that out in a couple of hours. Like we said, the Versus series is live in 2025. And then 2 hours from that, we got my brother GT coming in with another GT project, another brand new episode of the GT project. So y'all know what it is, man. We trying to do this content thing over here on Paradigm Shift TV. We trying to edutain our people and edify our people. So, we got the one and only MVP Chris Harris in the building. Hey, you would leave it to MVP to come in when we closing out. What's going on, bro?
Oh yeah, okay. See, I didn't know y'all were closing out, so my fault. But I just want to share something. Ask Ausar. I just want to ask Ausar, how do you feel about the onslaught of with you got people like Ankh and everybody? I don't want to name drop like that. That's not fair. But how do you feel about these drawn up conclusions, these false conclusions that Egypt is not black, we're not black Africans? How do you feel about that? I want to see how you felt about that. How you feeling about that,
Ausar, before you answer that, Chris, was you watching the show?
You say what?
Was you watching the show?
I don't. No comment.
No,
This guy here. This guy here.
No, you
No
were watching the show.
No, I didn't. I just saw my boy up here, and I decided to jump on. Me and Ausar go back.
See how you do me, Ausar. See how you do me. But no, I'm just messing with Chris, man. I'm just messing with Chris. But no, go ahead and answer that. Go ahead and answer that.
Yeah, man. How you feeling about? Yeah.
Go ahead and answer that again, Ausar.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird, especially right now, especially with the paper, right? I had shown the paper earlier, and I even stepped to one of the higher viewed gents online. I'm like, you keep talking about Turkey and the Levant. The paper says that uh, a sub-Saharan split took place and went to Libya. After that sub-Saharan split into what is a Libyan, it had 80% African, it had 20% Asiatic, and he was dark skinned. Let's say all that in the paper. How will you run into the Levant and all these other locations? And then, just to show that it sounds funny, I pulled up somebody who would be 20% to 80% African Asiatic because we still have Hikakasut, like Yehuda. There's another one in there who I didn't even get to, who I was saying looked like KRS-One. And these are your early Hikakasu people. Besides the Asiatic uh ones that came over. So we know what an ancient Tibu looks like. So it's not like we don't know what the ancient Libyans look like. We know the first Libyans, they're Tibu people. Anybody ever look up Tibu people, it's not hard to tell who they are. So when they go into, oh, they're not black, they're not this, they're not that. What are you saying? What are you telling us? Are you trying to tell us they're Arab? What are you saying? Because on the wall they depict themselves a certain way. I think we should go with the depiction they put on the walls. When you go to Greece, you don't question. You know, if you look at Memnon, you got to question him because he was in Ethiopia. And Black Panther. I don't know if y'all watched that Eyes of Wakanda. The second story depicts Memnon the way that he should be depicted. And he's right there with the Achilles, just like Homer wrote. When Homer wrote, he's the Ethiopian, the dark skin, and the hair is this. So why are y'all being very strange? They keep talking about Sheikh Anta Joke lost. We still have yet to see that happen. What I do know is Sheikh Anta Joke shook it up so bad, they said they will never, the other presenters will never come that unprepared again because the information on the side of Theophilo Benga and Sheikh Anta Joke was so significant, it was a landslide. That's what I do know. So let them play how they want to play. If you pull up a picture of ancient Egypt, it usually show a bunch of black people frolicking around in some bushes. It is what it is.
Yeah. I wasn't necessarily talking about the UNESCO conference or anything like that. But I do agree with you on that. And here's what I'm saying. I went over there to the Pseudo Killer show on Friday night. And I got to hear how disingenuous a lot of them can become. Not necessarily because we were having a good conversation. And the sources he was reading about, not everybody, albeit some people in Africa are black. Not everyone calls themselves black. He read that definition. And I explained to him, you have to learn how to read these definitions with context. Because we have a lot of migrations, a lot of political movements that are going on over there. And I don't think it's not necessarily that they don't call themselves black. They can't call themselves black because they're not black. They're not Africans. They come from Turkey. They come from across the Mediterranean, and they settled there. And they pushed all the native Africans where? Further south. So when I brought that up, all of a sudden, people like Gullah Gibre got up there, giving a lot of disingenuous proposals, because I said Chinese people look at Chinese people on the wall and they say those are their ancestors. Greek people look at Greek people on the wall, those are their ancestors. Russian people look at Russian people on the wall and say those are their ancestors. Y'all look at African people on the walls and say that's not us. That's backwards. That's backwards thinking. And that's what racism, white supremacy has them thinking like, that they have to listen to only people who have the opposite skin color that they have and call them experts. Now, this is not a knock on them, but this is a critique of their comprehension. I want to say this real quick, Asar. When they say you were never there, the argument that they proposed to me, they said, "Well, where do Chinese people live?" I said, "In China." He said, "What is the continent called?" I said, "It's a continent called Asia." He said, "Can a Chinese person go to India and say that's their ancestor? They live on the same continent?" I said, "No." And that's a bad argument. That's a straw man. Now you're trying, 1 minute they say you can't use modern terms in defining someone, but then they want to use a modern term such as Asia or China or India to describe people. I get confused. Of course, a Chinese person wouldn't go in amongst another ethnicity and say that's them. It don't look like them. You understand? A continent has many different countries on there, right? Then he says, "Well, what about Africa?" I said, "Are you saying that we weren't there?" Because scientifically, we can prove that we were there. Sub-Saharan Africa is a modern term, which is layered in racism, by the way. And then I keep asking them, what part of sub is Sahara when you're talking about black people? Because you got some countries that live above the sub-Saharan line, and guess what? They're called sub-Saharan Negroes. You got parts of Egypt that would be within the first and second cataract, where would be considered what? The first and second cataract would be considered sub-Saharan. This is where the original capital city was. So when we look at the EV38 and the M2 and we see the migration patterns of that, we begin to see it mutate into E1B1B, E1B1A as it moved further, as it went further to the west. He said it did not happen. No, that's not true. I said, 1 minute y'all want to stand on science, then you lie. So like I said, if you ready to go to work, Asar, I am too. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to work, let's go to work, because I'm the right one. Because when you lie and you're disingenuous, that's when you get embarrassed by me. They say it and I'll play it. That was a lie. Shame on
It
Gullah for
was.
that one. That's a
Absolutely.
lie. And then he tried to back up off. And what they did when I started hitting them with the science, all of them jumped on the panel and started over talking me. It's
That's
because they know they're wrong. And this is what I always say: a faulty premise does not deserve a great stage. Go
no.
ahead, Asar.
And what you saying that I mean, that's what most people do. They get on their own channels, sucker you over there, and get to talking over you. And it even happens on other channels. But I just say, once they lock the cage door, and it's me and you, and we didn't agree to get in the ring, you know what's going to happen, because we didn't debated them all. But here, let me share my screen real quick. Even when we go Asiatic, right? This is, everybody knows Thailand, right? But do you know this Thailand? Are you familiar with? Let me see where it's at. Are you familiar with Thailand from the Manic people? Its original inhabitants?
Yes, they
And,
tend to be darker. They tend to be melanated. Yes.
no, they're black. And this is one of their, and it's so funny. A brother on YouTube goes into their village recently and he asked them what they call their god. And right now,
Mm,
what I'm doing, I have a hypothesis. They call their god Yao, which is the same thing you
mm,
see on the ancient Egypt. And I'm thinking, well, the Hikakasu came from, and they went that way. And remember, I said it a long time ago. I said I have a hypothesis that the black Asiatics ended up going to Thailand and Khmer, because you have Kim over in that location. My partner Kim Sitsong Pinang. I said, what does the beginning part of your name mean? He says it means black. You have my other partner Buakau Porparamik, or Buakau Banchamic, his real name. Now, uh, he's called the White Lotus. And I'm like, why are you getting these? And I've always assumed that the Southern Asiatic moved southward and became Khmer in Thailand. I don't know. It's just a hypothesis. But now you got the Manik people, and I got them on video saying their god is nature, and he's called Yao, like the original term for Yahweh on the Kananu Shin when you see Ra subjugating to those people. So I'm putting it together right now. It's a hypothesis. Somebody may get to it now that I mentioned it, but this is who you see first. And when you go see them on video, you're not going to say that they this or that. You're going to be like, oh, they black, and it says Negrito right here in case anybody's unfamiliar. When you see them, you ain't going to be thinking otherwise. You're going to be like, they black, yo. And these are their original people. These are some of their original clans. There's a few of them. They speak the Kinsiyu and the Tin Eden languages, and Thai, of course.
So like I said, I'm all down for a good. I'm down for a good academic war any day of the week. And like I said, I always teach pretext and context. You know what I'm saying? And African and Black are synonymous, and they can be used interchangeably when describing a people. And I was shocked when it lasted the quiet, and we had a quiet conversation. Me and Uncle was like 5 minutes, and I was shocked that it lasted that long. And then all of a sudden, the cats and dogs came up there when they saw him get a little fumbled up there. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm all down for it. You know, some academic jostling. That's what it's about. Shout out to the pseudo killers. Ain't got nothing but respect for them. But you know, Gullah. That's what when he kept saying, "Hey, listen, are you listening to me, man? Are you listening?" Hey, Gullah. No, I'm not. And that was the reason why I don't listen to you. So, hey, just giving a shout out to Ausar and Kai. Shout out to Brother Kianchi. I'm finna eat, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
For sure, Brother Chris. Peace.
My bad, I was muted. We appreciate you, MVP. Appreciate you jumping in. Business always pick up when you hit the link. Shout out to you.
I will be over here to do some deconstructing of Christianity. I will be doing that. That presentation is ready. We're gonna be dealing with Moses. It's gonna be called Moses and the Tanakh. I'm gonna show y'all where it's flawed, and I'm gonna show y'all Moses did not write the book. So hey, peace.
And quick question, MVP. This is the question on everybody's mind. Will MVP Chris Harris be entering the Versus series?
Chris Harris will be entering the Versus series. Chris Harris will win and dominate the Versus series. This is simple.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Pandemics.
Cedric, get your mind right, brother. I'm back. Let's do it.
Oh, man. Y'all heard it right here. Paradigm Shift TV 314 MVP. Chris Harris is putting the Versus series on notice. My brother Jose, what's up with you, brother? Welcome back.
What's up? I was still arguing with them brothers on the other channel, but I said, let me come and show some support. I don't know what you was talking about, though, but what was it?
What was the topic? Brother Jose. Oh, man, he just asked me a series of questions. It's a interview. One of the questions which, how do we deal with the fact that some of the new jacks who aren't as learned in the paradigm as we are, when they say that Kemet is not a black culture. Like they'll say it's African, but they'll say it's not a black culture.
You know what we do? We pull up original text, show them the original script, and show them the word black being used for skin color as well as sacred things, sacred beings. And then when they start to talk foolishness, you hit them in the head again with more text because they can't read the primary text. Just like when you go on Ank's channel, Ank argue with me about determinatives and doesn't know what a determinative is. So I did a video explaining what a determinative is, showing all the words with chem in it and the different determinatives as to how you could break down the word. It does not always mean black, but it definitely means black. The first instance of the occurrence in the text corpus is with chem and both are translated as black. He is a black ram born of the black sheep. Oh God, I can't quote it now, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, we could quote it. I mean, when you go to, I believe it's the 11 bars of Amun, he calls himself the black sheep.
No, no, I'm talking
Calls
about
himself a
Unas.
ram
I'm talking
or
about
cop.
Unas though. I'm talking
Oh
about
yeah,
Unas.
Una speaks too, but Amun, I mean, he's like, I copulate on behalf of the beautiful women and all this other
What
stuff.
he
He
calls himself. He
the,
also
the black ram, and he calls
yes.
himself Kim, the great black this and all that
There's
other stuff.
also there's also a text that I read that was translated by Budge. I think it was from the pyramid text. He said, "I open my eyes and I shine it. I close my eyes and I become Kekui, which means black as night."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's from the pyramid text. I'm not sure where where would be where would be.
Keku is an ancient nature, so uh,
Oh, well,
Gera is night. Keku, of course, is one of the ancient Necharu from uh, the Kamenu, the
but,
eight.
but
So
it has a
Amunet, Net, Nut, Naunet, uh, Kerhet, and then of course Hehu and Hehuet, and he's one of those. He's so
but
Keku.
it also but it has a determinative on it that deals with night on the word. So I it means black is night, correct?
Yes, the Gera at the end. So Gera means night, in
Yeah.
particular, and Kekui is like the black,
Yeah.
like really black. So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But you see, when people don't look to study, they want to argue. Just like we had a whole argument on another channel. Another, they're still arguing and they haven't studied anything to know what they're saying.
You know, I mean, we can pull up. Oh, here go that brother's picture. Funny that I said that. Let me share this. This is our other Hickaka suit, right? I just want this to be out here on your channel first because people don't really know where this stuff is at like that. They've never really seen it before. Um, so we share, and here goes the other brother right here. You can see his nose. It's been broken on the statue. And he is, you can see him again. This is Yahuda, the figures and his scarabs. This is Hyksos grave daggers and pottery. This is their grave sites. So when you go dig up the Hickaka suit, and this is what the reason why I grabbed this older book and pulled it out after such a long time is because I watched my brother Yara struggle to explain to a debater named Ryan how the ancient Hebrews are black. Like if if you're gonna be Hebrew and you're gonna say that, at least know what you're saying. And this is his body, Yehudia, inside the tomb. Somebody's buried underneath him, probably a child, probably a little boy child based off of that. These are the things that you're gonna see when you're down there, when you're looking. And when you see a face, when you come across a face like this here and this here, you should be able to explain yourself. You should be able to break this stuff down. You should be able to say, okay, the Hickaka suit not only went up to Israel, the Asiatics left. Where'd your dark skinned Asiatics go? More than likely to Thailand. They were headed in that direction anyway. We don't know for sure, but this is my hypothesis. And based off of how they look, based off of how the Manique look, based off of them saying Yah-O, which is Yahuwah, later, and we know that. These are the things that you start to put together archaeologically. And then you can make a connection when you find even more. Because she said, my God is nature. We call him Yah-O. What do you call him? Yah-O. And it's right on YouTube, but we don't got the rights to that, so I won't pull that up. You'll get a strike. But this is the stuff we look at. When I talk to my Christians and they talk about there is no, I pull up Firmicus. And we can find all your Christian religion, that what you borrowed from the Egyptians and from other pagan cultures right in here. Right? or I'll pull up remains of paganism in Christianity. So when Chris says he's aiming at y'all, get ready, man, because it's going to go down. It's going to go down because we'll bring out some stuff you're not really ready for. You're not really. If we go into, we're not even going to go into there. Let's go over here. You know what this book is? It says Egyptian type amulet pendants, divine eye motifs. You know what I'm reading? Y'all don't even know what I'm reading. Let's see what I'm reading. Women in household shrines in ancient Israel. Women in household shrines in ancient Israel. What are you doing with what do you first of all, you got a shrine in your house. You got myth and ritual school. You got what are you doing with these different items in your house if you're an Israelite at that time? What you doing with the Ayah in your house? A wooden image of the goddess Asherah. Asherah is Yahweh's presence in his sanctuary. Asherah is a living tree. Ain't that what Ausar was? You got a Canaanite goddess image attributed to Yahweh? Why you got magical figures in there if you're an Israelite?
Well, you have to ask them, if their God was so powerful, why is it as soon as they came out, they built a golden calf and started worshiping it immediately? That's the question you have to ask them.
Yeah, because when
you went back to ancient Kemet and built a golden calf and started dancing around,
and
all the food they gave you, you melted it into a calf.
And we're gonna go on the hill where they did it, because they actually got some of that location up there, and it's Het Heru. It's got a face like Het Heru up there for an Israelite camp.
So they build an idol.
We're not even talking about just the Bible, not the book. We talking about, I'm gonna take you on the hill where it's at, because it's still over there.
You see, now you're gonna get in trouble. That's all. You're gonna get in trouble. Now they're gonna start to come at you.
Yeah, look at this. Lamp is a divine fire. Watch what happened if I start going to the demonic text where it shows you how to divination yourself as a what? A shemsu. It's going to be by the divine fire. It's going to use a lamp. It's going to use the sun. You're going to have the same information. See, don't nobody ever bring this stuff out when it come time to battle, because we be trying to be nice. I be trying to be nice. The Canaanite origin of the Israelite cult.
So, Ausar, why don't you hit me up and do a presentation on my channel about this?
We're going to do that too. We still got to do the other presentation.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah, DMG.
Put the link to your channel in the chat.
All that drama, boy? All right, give me a second. Let me go do that.
Or just put the name in the private chat, and then I'll put the link.
All right. Because, I'm old, right? So you got to help me out. I'm one of them old heads. I don't know too much.
You're not as old as me, brother. Stop it. Right. Stop it.
Now when you look for it,
making me feel real.
Now when you look for it, now when you look for it, you're gonna see the image that you see right here as my avatar. That's gonna be the image on the channel.
I got you. I'm about to do it right now.
So Ausar, man, you know how long we supposed to do a show? You're putting me off.
Well, we did 2 shows. We just didn't get to do one on your show in particular, so we got to do one.
Then we didn't do a show if we didn't do it on my channel.
Okay.
Will come on my channel, big bro. Don't do that.
I got you.
Don't make me start to act like. Don't make me start to act like them Muslim brothers in there. Don't make me start to act like that. I did one with DMG and I was very happy with it, but I realized you have to talk lightly when you're on DMG show, because DMG is a Christian, so you can't talk too loud.
His name Pianki. His name Pianki.
All right. Which had a modulator.
I keep telling Ausar, I keep telling this dude, I'm not sensitive, brother. So you can talk however you want to. I'm not sensitive. People come over here and talk crazy about Christianity, and I don't flinch because I'm not sensitive. And I got a healthy appreciation for the Kemetic tradition. Like I said, Baba Saber, Amari Seneferu is still my man's in them. That's my elder. That's my mentor. Always will be.
You see, and this is why. And this is why. While I love my brother, I want my brother to fully come back home. I want my brother to fully come back home because I know he is very knowledgeable in the Kemetic tradition more than me. So I want my brother to come back home. He could be a Christian and he could also practice Kemetic spirituality. There's no rule against that. It's okay.
No, and all we got to do, we're not go there. This is Theodosica. This is a SARS story. But all we're gonna do is we're gonna get into some of these. Where's that? We're gonna get into some of this Firmicus stuff, so we can start talking about where certain things come from.
All
And
right,
then
family. I put the link in the chat. Go subscribe to my brother Jose channel. Support that brother.
Thank you.
He
DMG.
doing big things for our people. He edifying and edutaining our people. Very astute brother. I think he a young brother, but he say he old. I think he a very astute brother. Go check him out.
47, bro. I'm 47. 47 ain't young. We didn't see them young whippersnappers running around doing backflips. That ain't me.
Hey, listen.
That is not me, bro. And I'm not gonna try to do that. That's how you get in trouble.
Hey, listen. I'm 48. I'll be 49 in October, brother. And
I agree with you.
50 ain't what it used to be, brother. Look at the saw.
Yeah, no, you see, Ausar's different. Ausar's the type of brother, if he wasn't into Kemetic spirituality, you wouldn't want to bring him around your girl. Thankfully, he's a Shemsu type girl. But if he wasn't, he'd take your girl. He used to take people's girls back in the day. You understand? If you mess around and leave him too long, and if you mess around and leave him too long with that silky smooth voice, he can start to hit it with some African poetry. So, but thankfully, he's not that way anymore. He got saved.
Shout out.
bringing your home.
Big brother, man.
Almost wholly contained in the established opinions of the heathen world, and especially the philosophical part of it, so that when those heathens embrace Christianity, they mix their former tenets and prejudices with it. The abuse of the positive institutions of Christianity, monstrous as they were, naturally arose from the opinions of the purifying and sanctifying virtue of rites and ceremonies, which was very basis of all the worship of the heathens. And then we just gonna get into what it was. We just gonna get into what it is, so we can see where the water, we can see where the baptism come from. We can see where we can set up the church house set up similar to a well, we just gonna get right into that. And that's the stuff that I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, guys. Just telling you. When Firmicus be like, and then when we did this, and you can't, Firmicus became Christian and he was a pagan. He was the heathen you speak on. And the serpent worship of all he gonna tell everything. And this is a free book. Y'all could have got this This is about 5 books that just easily break this down, so you don't even have to guess. You don't even have to guess. So it's going to be, I'm telling you right now, man, if Chris want to get into the business, because he already got some bombs, once he get this, it's just going to allow him to get into the detail of what they did in particular. And that's it. And then our brother DMG going to come back over, and he going to still be doing, he's still going to be doing damage. We're going to talk about Origin and his pagan parents, his Shemsu parents. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about Philo and the fact that he was a Shemsu. And he ends up translating your law, your Hebrew law, into what? Hebrew, because the 72 Jewish scholars that came over for Ptolemy couldn't speak Hebrew. They only spoke Greek. So an Egyptian had to do the work. These are the things. And then as soon as I promise you, if DMG knew how to pray, how the Shemsu knew how to pray, which we'll show him later. If he knew how to pray, he would not even trip. He'd be Shemsu. He just don't have a way to honor God in his mind. He thinking it's got to be this or that. But if we show him how to pray, how to kiss the earth, and how to, that'll be it. That'll be it. Because that's all that be missing from a lot of y'all. They'll be like, what y'all going to leave us with? I'll be like, what you do now? You go home, you smoke weed, you don't do any of the precepts that you claim you do anyway.
Y'all almost made me spit out my teeth.
But to go home, hit the blunt, and that's like you did something.
Talk about me like I ain't here.
So once we show him and he know how to do it, he'd be like, okay, there's no reason to hold on to that because I know what they're doing over here. Let's do this. I'm good. My name Pianki. Hello. That's how you gonna greet you.
Hey, yeah. I tell people all the time, my name's still Pianki Patah Muntu Nefra Moon Ra. Mm-hmm. I ain't letting go of my sacred name.
Okay.
Hold on to it tight.
We
Look
appreciate that, bro. And I'm gonna say it again. We still love you, huh? Because sometimes people have these conversations and they think we're attacking the brother, we beating the brother, but that's not what we're doing.
Just bringing him home.
Yeah, no, hey, I appreciate that though, Jose, because there's a lot of people that showed me they didn't love me when I went back. It was a lot of people that turned their back on me, and it's cool because that showed me that you weren't looking at the person, you weren't looking at the man. You was worried about whatever ideology or spiritual tradition I followed, as opposed to the actual human being. So I appreciate you for saying that and showing that, as opposed to the cats who instantly turn their back. So it's all good.
But they wasn't real anyway, because it's no rule that says because you are practicing the religion, I can tell my God. So they wasn't real to begin with, and you should call them out and tell them that they full of shit.
You ain't got to do that. You don't do that.
You said that because my brother's a Christian, I had to ostracize my brother.
No,
don't say that nowhere.
No.
As a matter of fact, it says I should embrace my brother as my brother. If I think my brother's wrong, I could tell my brother I think he's wrong, and we can still have a relationship. So those people wasn't your friends, no way. Friends don't do that. Mm-hmm. They definitely wasn't your brother neither. So you got rid of some niggas that you didn't want as friends anyway.
And we all go through the struggle in the morning. You might feel like this in the morning. You might feel like that in the morning. The only difference with the millennials, now they can get up and say, I don't want to be called that. I want to be called it. You're going to call me she, even though I'm a he. We come from a different era. We don't move like that. We just know that our car may be different in the morning. Our spirit may feel different in the morning. But our personality will wear it on our sleeves, how we're feeling. And when we do such a thing, sometimes we move in shit out, sometimes we move in secret, sometimes we move loudly. And you will make up your mind how you feel like you want to move, because it's a struggle every morning. Just like we discussed the struggles on this channel today.
I agree with you, but it's not for me to judge somebody because they don't agree with me. That is not what my art is not about. That.
That's right.
It's about you doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, and not thinking when you die you go reach some glorious reward. It's about doing the right thing now. And when you see your brother doing something that you think or know is wrong, you're supposed to pull it to the side and say, "Bro, you can't do that. You're messing up You're messing up the scene. You messed up the civilization. We can't have you do that." That is what the elders are for. To put you to the side in a loving way and tell you can't do that. We all had a grandmother or auntie, a church auntie, a hood auntie that did that all the time. You probably still have an auntie that can put you to the side and tell you she don't agree with what you're doing, but that's your auntie. You had to deal with that.
100%. 100%.
Because I know you know what I'm talking about.
Brother Jose, I got your link in the chat. Family, if you're catching it live, go hit that link and go subscribe to the brother channel. Same thing for Ausar channel. If you're catching the replay, hit that link, subscribe to the brother's channel. I'm gonna put it in the description. And with that being said, family, my brother is so hungry, man. He trying to eat. I'm trying to go up there.
Drinking on the gravy, all that, you know. Drinking on the gravy,
yeah. My brother that made me hungry. I'm about to go up here with my queen. I owe her a massage. Again, in a little over an hour, we got the biblical barbarian, Big Hemi, taking on the Islamic intimidator, our brother Issa. We got Christian on Muslim violence, family. The Versus series is live in 2025. We also got the social media tournament happening later this month. Big Hemi, Quinn, Brother Cool, and Michael Everett will be the 4 participants to crown a new social media champion. So we're going to have our world champion Pan. We're going to crown a new social media champion. Both of our divisions will finally have their champions. And then we still got that tandem division to crown. That's the team division where 2 individuals will get in the ring as a team and take on 2 other individuals. So we still got that to crown. The Versus series is coming together perfectly. We're going to have all 3 divisions with their champions representing by the end of the year. Again, shout out to the Craig and Craig law firm. Shout out to our sister Sage the Savage for keeping this thing together. Michelle say, I would come debate, but I don't want people saying I act like Slim Reaper.
Oh, wow.
Hey, sis, if you act like Slim Reaper, woo-wee. Hey, I need you to come on and debate. We're going to have to set something up for you. But with that being said, family, y'all know what it is, man. It's Paradigm Shift TV 314. You can count on your brother DMG to continue to have these spotlight interviews with some of the more prominent members of the community, like our brother Ausar, like our brother Jose, trying to reach out to my brother Jabari. Y'all go check out the one with check out the one with our brother Pastor Bennett. Also, check out my other channel, DMG TV 314. Over there, you're going to see me and Sister Sage coming up real soon, doing a show called DMG Uncensored, where we talk about relationships, marriage, this whole fake gender war between Black men and Black women, and why I think it's a bunch of BS. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, politics, etc. We'll be talking about that type of stuff over there, and I'll also be doing some interviews over there. Eventually, when I'm a little more comfortable with, because you know, it's some crazy people on the internet, and I get in my body and you disrespect me, and I'll be ready to get on a plane and come put hands and feet on people. So to keep from doing that, you know what I mean? I try to keep a low profile when it comes to my queen, but I do want to eventually do a podcast with my queen called The Power of Love Podcast. For those of you who don't know, we'll be married 28 years next Saturday. We've been together 31 years. I appreciate that. I've been chasing her since I was in 2nd grade. So we was out and about yesterday. We lost somebody who we grew up with, and then, you know, we saw a lot of people who we went to elementary school and middle school with, and we realized just how long we've actually known each other. I met her in 1985.
Damn.
And so with that being said, we've been through a lot of ups and downs as a couple who got married when they was 20 and 19 years old. And so it's a lot of wisdom that we can bestow, especially on younger couples. As I always try to tell young men, the grass ain't green on the other side. Yeah, I mean, it ain't green on the other side. What you will find out, if you water and cultivate and landscape your own grass, it look better than everybody else's yard in the neighborhood. But you got to take care of your grass. Don't worry about what's on the other side of that fence. And that's what I try to bestow onto the younger generation. If you got you a good woman by your side, do everything you can to let her know that, and to make her feel and understand that she the best thing in your life, and keep it pushing forward. But before I continue to be all mushy, man, I want to thank both of these comedic warrior scholars for coming to join me. Shout out to MVP Chris Harris. Family, we're going to be black at it again. Versus series is coming up in a little bit over an hour, and we will be black at it with more entertaining content. Till next time, man. That's brother Ausar M. That's my brother Jose.
Now hold on.
Next time.
Hold on, DMG. Before you
go ahead, bro.
We had to put you in the spotlight and get a spotlight interview with you.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
You got my email. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat and get a spotlight interview with you.
Let's do that.
I might just steal the idea entirely and start to do some and see if I can get some interviews of my own done. But
let's set that up.
You might be the first, last, and only, so feel special, right? So
no doubt. Let's set that up, brother. Let's set that up. I'm with it.
Blessings, brother. You guys good, right? Thanks again for the support, huh?
No doubt. Always, bro.
If nobody else haven't told you brothers today, if nobody else don't love you, I love you, right? Just remember
no doubt, man. Love y'all back, man.
All right, have a good day.
All right, peace. Hey, family. Next sound y'all gonna hear is gonna be that of the musical Messiah, Neo Love. Brother Ausar, I'm gonna check in with you later, brother. We're gonna set some more stuff up.
Let's do it, family.
All right, family. We'll be black at it again. Till next time, that's peace.
The following music is performed by the musical Messiah, aka the most dangerous Bible believer. Please be advised by how hard it hits.
You don't wanna have to do it, 'cause if you do it, you gon' have to prove it, you gon' lose it. Nigga, living life in my paradigm, shifting time from one state of mind. Something like the truth is, yes sir, I can prove it. Go ahead, bring the hallelujah to you. Back up on the beat, back up on the sweet. Pack up all who speak bad on O&E. You don't wanna have to do it, 'cause if you do it, you gon' have to prove it, you gon' lose it. Nigga, living life in my paradigm, shifting time from one state of mind. Something like the truth is, yes sir, I can prove it. Go ahead, bring the hallelujah to you. Back up on the beat, back up on the sweet. Pack up all who speak bad on O&E. You might know that Neo love, but Neo love O&E above. Switching lanes in the turning lane. Old school, no roof above. Carpool, no room for her. Bitch, you cartoons, we gets it up. We check the sources, you listen to voices. You are not living like us. You say you creeping in houses and all of the monsters is living in fearing of us. Pussy, we are not monsters and we are not pouncing and we are not giving a fuck. We up the score on you niggas. We done outgrown out you niggas. Nigga, yeah, with DM the G, Craig and the Craig and nobody. They saying Judah the Nad, but he be trash. Bring me the bag. Why the fuck would you brag with? No, you ain't living that bad. You are not rad. I take your choices and put them inside of a bag. Smoke them like hash. Then dump out the ash and now the pussy on the crash. You don't wanna have to do it, 'cause if you do it, you gon' have to prove it, you gon' lose it. Nigga, living life in my paradigm, shifting time from one state of mind. Something like the truth is, yes sir, I can prove it. Go ahead, bring the hallelujah to you. Back up on the beat, back up on the sweet. Pack up all who speak bad on O&E. You don't wanna have to do it, 'cause if you do it, you gon' have to prove it, you gon' lose it. Nigga, living life in my paradigm, shifting time from one state of mind. Something like the truth is, yes sir, I can prove it. Go ahead, bring the hallelujah to you. Back up on the beat, back up on the sweet. Pack up all who speak bad on O&E.